Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are looking at the week ahead. So this is for the next 7 days from whenever you happen to find this video or feel called to click on it, as these are timeless readings. So we've got 3 groups to choose from today, and the first group is the Trove card. The second group is Echo. And the third group is Labyrinth. And if you feel called to more than one card or group, feel free to use your intuition to guide you to the reading and the messages from within that reading that feel like they are for you. If you cannot choose one card or you're confused about which reading is for you, feel free to watch them all and then just see what kind of pings your intuition or what resonates. Keep in mind that what resonates is not always something that feels hopeful or inspiring. Sometimes it can be triggers as well. So listen to your intuition in whatever you're being brought awareness of. Use your discernment wisely, and we will see you in your readings. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Trove, and this is for the week ahead. So feels like there's going to be something you're discovering, something of value. You know, these crows love shiny things. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the thing is technically valuable, but it's valuable to you. And I think that's what matters this week. So what is it that you're wanting? What is it that you value? What is it that you are looking to gain? I'm hearing something about looking to gain. Okay, so let's get more information about the week ahead. We're going to do these oracle decks. We're going to get some Star Child Tarot and charms as well. And thank you to the donor who sent in these decks to us. I received a massive package yesterday and I posted the unboxing on the member side of the channel. Okay, we have Deceit, Neferet. Okay. And the moon. Okay. So the moon, yeah, it can have to do with illusion. So you may this week, group number 1, it's kind of like all that glitters is not gold. There's something that may be concealed, something that may seem valuable but isn't. But again, I keep coming back to this message or this feeling of if it's valuable to you, then it is valuable. So don't let other people talk you out of or dissuade you or deceive you from not trusting your own intuition or what you perceive as valuable. Ooh, success. Congratulations. Okay, so group number 1, this week is looking like a week where you're actually going to see some kind of success. And I was going to say, and it feels like this success is hard won, I'm getting. It's like you've been working at something for a while. So let's get some more information. I'm going to go in with the tarot. So for group number 1, in the next 7 days, what is this in the reading that we're talking about here? What is the deceit, the moon, and success? How is this all playing out? 2 of Swords. You may have some decisions to make about what it is that you want. And some of those things may be different than what other people want. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting for you, group number 1. It's like you have very unique perceptions, and what you value is going to be very different from what other people want. The King of Wands. But if you want it, then you need to go after it. And you will have success with that. You'll have congratulations, maybe even a contract of some kind, but you will have to make some decisions. Now, when it comes to making these decisions, you're being guided to really trust your intuition. Look past the extraneous details. I just heard that very clearly. Look past the extraneous details and see below the surface. Feel into it. Look below what is just physically present. And I think, again, it goes back to you feeling called to this, you feeling passionate about it, it bringing you joy. They just keep driving that message home with me, group number 1 for you. 7 of Cups. So this here is talking about you being able to Make a decision that feels right for you because you do have some options here. Yeah, I keep getting that. Like you've got a lot of options this week, and there's some things that you may have to discuss with others. I'm hearing like these decisions are things that you are going to be turning to other people to get feedback on in some way, or you may have to talk to others about this because they're involved in these options, possibly opportunities as well. Business could be part of this. Like you could be needing to drop some contracts, or you could be offered some kind of contract through work and you're needing to make a decision about what you value or how you are being valued in that business relationship, or in that whatever this is that we're talking about here. 5 of Cups. Okay. I heard very clearly with this card, group number 1, don't let the past hold you back. So when it comes to making these decisions, make sure that you are thinking clearly. And I think this is where the deceit comes in. I don't necessarily think that it's anybody else trying to deceive you. I think that this is you possibly seeing through veiled glasses, like seeing through the lenses of the past, basically. Instead of rose-colored or rose-tinted glasses, this is like past-tinted glasses. They're kind of like negative in that way because they are not showing you clearly what it is that is in front of you, and that will actually be something that will help to bring you success, or that will make you feel successful in some way. And that's such a subjective thing too. Like, let me just go off on a tangent for a second. Success is highly subjective. Again, it's like these shiny bits and bobs that the crow values. That's success to them. They value that deeply, but it could just be like a paperclip to us. But it's how it makes you feel. It's how you value that. And it's going to be different for each and every single one of us. We all have different gauges or subjective valuation on what makes us successful. So I feel like you need to really determine what that is for yourself, especially this week in context of whatever it is that this option is presenting to you, because otherwise you may get confused about what you want to choose. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, because you're going to be getting a lot of offers or options or opportunities. And that may seem like a good thing, and it is, but it also puts some pressure on you to make a decision. 5 of Swords. Wow. Okay. So we've got the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. There's going to be some challenges this week. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. All right. There's going to be some challenges this week as it relates to moving out of that old worldview, out of that old mindset that may have caused some wounds for you, that may have come as a result of you looking only at the surface material of something in the past. But here's the thing, group number 1, is that you know better now. You have context. And just because something looks the same doesn't mean that it is, but you are being called to use your intuition to determine whether one of these options is not what you want, or if there is something here that needs to be released so that you're not carrying that forward and letting it infringe, like those past experiences or past wounds infringe on the type of opportunities that you have in the next 7 days. There could also be, I'm seeing like competition over something that you value. I'm still not sure about that. Let me get clarity on that 5 of Swords. 2 of Wands. Again, decisions. You've got a lot of big decisions to make. And I don't know if you guys know this. You probably did, because I noticed about a quarter of the way through doing this reading that the autofocus was locked and I had to change that. And I think that's significant. I think that's relevant to your reading. So I was considering for a moment there whether I should start all over again, but I was like, no, the messages are the messages. They need to come through. And I think that everything that happens in a reading is connected to it. Actually, I don't think that. I know that. So that happened for a reason. And I feel like you may be locked. You may have your sights locked on one thing, and then you're missing out on these other things that are available to you. And it's kind of like it might be hidden in plain sight. The moon can definitely hide things. It might be hidden in plain sight. And this could even be something that's like a soul contract that you have, or something that is going to bring out more opportunities down the line in regard to what you value, what you're passionate about, what you want. But there's some internal back and forth. I keep feeling this message of internal back and forth. So I don't know if the competition you're experiencing is with other people who maybe don't have your best interests at heart. It could be that, or this could be you not feeling like you can trust yourself to make a decision, and then kind of going back and forth or battling with yourself about what choice you want to make. So again, I think that's why this week it's going to be really helpful if you can look in at what you value, what you define as success, and how you value yourself and moving towards your goals, what actions you need to take to do what is going to really light you up and fulfill you. I think that that's going to help you find some clarity over the next 7 days. Group number 1. The Knight of Crystals. I feel like you've been sitting on this for a while, like you've been contemplating a path or a direction that you want to take. So maybe these decisions and choices aren't even just relegated to this 7-day period. I think that this has been something that's been ongoing for a while. So you've probably been sitting in this energy for a bit, group number 1, and you'll probably have an idea of what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then you will see it come up over the next 7 days. But there's definitely something here that you have been thinking about and trying to figure out a way forward, or a path forward, or why you want to do that. Like, I think that's really helpful here, or would be helpful here for you to figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Transformation. There's an unseen transformation happening here, group number 1. And it is driving you in a new direction. That's what it feels like. It's driving you in a new direction. But I don't think you see where it's taking you. And I don't think you're clear on like why you're going that way. If you are, that's great. But I'm kind of getting this feeling that you don't necessarily know why you're doing what you're doing. And that's why I feel like it's important for you to identify that, to ask yourself those questions. And if you do know what you're doing and you're still not committing to a particular direction or making a choice that's concrete and then putting that into action, it may be because there's something that needs to transform that you're not seeing. It feels like there's something under the surface here. And I keep getting this energy of like contracts, things from the past. So this could even be past life, could be in the Akashic record, in your soul blueprint, could be something from ancient Egypt or something like that, where a lifetime where there was pain, basically, like a lifetime where there was pain, and then how that's affecting your mindset now, and what it is that you're needing and what it is that you value. I think that all of those things are connected. So this week, it really feels like you need to make some big decisions, group number 2. Ooh, group number 2. You're group number 1. I think I said 2 because you have a lot of these 2s here. 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands are talking about making decisions. But there could be messages for you in group number 2. I don't know. I haven't done that reading yet, so I don't see how they're connected at this point. But there's a transformation. Oh, actually, they just took me to the card for group number 2, which is Echo. And it's the moon, and you have the moon here. So yeah, there's something. Oh, echoes from the past. Right. Yeah. Okay. So there's an echo of the past. Again, it's like, don't take your past with you into the present here or into the future, group number 1, because you don't want to repeat that. I feel like that's not in your contract. Like the contract is closed and you are unlocking a trove of information that is going to be very helpful for you in moving into this next phase of your next stage is actually what I heard, not even phase, stage. And I feel like phases are like smaller bits or cycles within the overall stages. So this is like a really big transformation for you. This is a very big transformation. And This is the Death card. So I feel like, or is it? Oh, underneath that you have perspective. 10, 11, 12, 13. I think this is the Death card. So actually, you know what? Let's read it out of the book. A period of great transformation is upon you, so it is important not to resist any new changes at this time. Let go of those things that have been holding you back, such as negative attachments, habits, or worrisome thought patterns. Be open to new opportunities that come your way. This is a period of positive change, even if it appears to be daunting or frightening at first. The cycle of your life will go through various transitions that will always bring in new and exciting experiences. See what you are made of by trying something new. Sometimes it is important to do things that scare us in order to know what we are truly capable of. The questions to ask yourself: what do I need to release and let go of? What has been holding me back? What have I taken for granted? So this card is talking about spiritual growth, relationship shifts, searching for deeper meaning, new beginnings, cycles of change and transition. Yeah, that's what I was getting. So I really see this card kind of summing up what I was getting with the other cards and the energy of your reading group number 1. You're going through a transformation, and it is important you release some of these things from the past that were holding you back or have been holding you back, and ask yourself these questions about the direction you want to go, what you value, because these opportunities are coming in, but it's like you have to, it's almost like to grab onto the new opportunities, you have to open your hands and let go of anything that you've been attached to or holding on there. So, and it can feel a bit scary, but this is going to help you, I think, shift your perspective and you will achieve success. Yeah, I see that very clearly. So now we're going to go into charms, and I got a new charm mat for us to play with. So I'm going to just move these cards out of the way. We'll get out the charms and the charm mat together. Okay. So what does group number 1 need to know for the next 7 days? Okay, we have one that fell off the mat, and I'm taking that as a very significant, ooh, yeah, it really just wants to jump. It almost just rolled right out of my hands. It wants to be like right off the map, and it's a little conch shell. So I feel like the message with this one, especially since it's right outside of the mental area of the mat, this feels to me like you need to listen. You need to listen to the inner call of your heart, group number 1, because this week there's a lot going on. There's a lot shifting inside you, and they just drew my attention to this. There's a second conch shell. Okay, so you have 2 of these little guys, and this one was on the outside, and this one was right in the middle in the self category. Actually, you have a lot of stuff in self. I didn't mean to do that, but that's how they all fell. So this is like, you need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to yourself and look past some of the mental things that may be blocking your ability to hear your intuition or to connect to your higher self, or to look past the illusion and see what it is that you truly want and value. Okay, in spiritual, you have the 2 cats sitting together. So I think that spiritual connections are going to be helpful here. You also have the white rabbit, and it's sitting closest to spiritual, so I'm going to take it in that category. And that is my spiritual sign of like exiting the matrix. I always see the white rabbit as a symbol of getting out of the matrix. And when I say matrix, I mean many different things. But in this context, we can just look at it as like convoluted ways of thinking, distorted ways of thinking, limiting beliefs, things like that. Things that feel real, but they are actually illusions. And that's the deceit And that's the deceit and the moon card. Like that's what these are talking about. It's illusions of the mind that keep you stuck and block your success and this treasure trove that is available to you. So I really feel like you're going to be kind of like following some kind of guidance. That could be another part. Again, it's like your higher self or your guides are directly communicating to you. You both have these like shell phones that you're talking through, and you're able to hear that guidance, like the scene where Morpheus is talking to Neo on the phone, getting him out of the building where the agents have just entered. So I feel like you're getting support from your spiritual team. So really pay attention to your inner guidance, to any connection that you have to your spirit team as well this week, group number 1. Okay. You have the Eye of Horus. I did feel like Egypt was significant. That's been coming up this week. I've just noticed themes of Egypt, and if that's coming up for me or it's coming up in the readings, it's relevant to the collective here that's drawn to this channel, because we all kind of go through similar time jumps. I just heard, okay, time jumps. Okay, so we could be going through a time jump right now that has Atlantean or Egyptian kind of like footprints in it. Okay. And this is in the self. It was in the self category. So this is really talking about you trusting your inner self. I just keep seeing that, like trusting your intuition. It's really important. And there's going to be something to celebrate with that, because you've got the balloons and you had the success card and the trove, like treasure trove. I feel like you're going to have something to celebrate. A birthday could be significant this week as well. If it's somebody's birthday, or maybe it's your birthday, I feel like you're getting some kind of a perspective shift. That's the Eye as well, Eye of Horus. So elevation could be part of this too. The balloons make me think of lightness of being and like rising up. So I think maybe even gaining a higher perspective could help you see this situation more clearly and get out of some of the mire of illusion that could be clogging up your ability or like blocking your ability to see the truth. You have the silver sunflower. This reminds me of like being optimistic. And they just took me over here to mental, and look at that. There's a heart in this guy's head, and the heart fell like right on it. It's like matches. So love could be significant. You've got the red rose in the pearl heart in mental space. So I think it's important to think positively. I think that's why those two were kind of connected for me there. So thinking positively is really going to help you this week, but also love could be on your mind. You might have some options or decisions to make in regard to what you're passionate about. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean success in business, although that's kind of what I was thinking. But now that I'm seeing this, it could be in love too. Like you could have lots of romantic options or people approaching you, secret admirers telling you something, or going on dates or something like that. It's like there's options here. And again, they don't want you to let the past hold you back. So being aware of those things and releasing some of the distortions so you can see more clearly and move on is what I'm hearing. Like move on and move forward, onward and upward. Yeah, that's what I just heard. Onward and upward, like the balloons up. Oh, you have a second Eye of Horus. I didn't notice that here. And that's in the physical. Okay, so your physical third eye, the pineal gland, could be significant this week. Doing some deep mind meditations. I just heard deep mind meditations. And unlocking the third eye. There's lots of different things you can do to open your third eye and to work with your pineal gland specifically. Nascent iodine can be helpful. That's what Spirit recommended to me when I was first starting out and I had some calcification that I needed to get rid of. Nascent iodine helps that. But there's something else here with the eye. What is this? Oh, the brain, the physical brain. Yeah, because the brain is physical, and the I don't know if you guys have ever seen like that cross section of the brain, and you can see the pineal gland right here, and then there's the top of the I should know this, the lobe, and then there's I think this goes down into one of these is the medulla oblongata. I would have to see it. I can't remember. I took neuroscience, but I just can't remember. It's been years. So I'd have to look at the chart of the brain, but it's kind of like it's a cross section of the brain. So brain health is important this week. Group number 1, pay attention to what your mind and what your brain is needing. I'm seeing blueberries, eating fresh fruits and vegetables help fuel your brain. Fatty acids are also good for your brain. Something about that too. So, yeah, definitely. Eat food for your brain. Nuts and seeds, they're showing me as well. Nuts and seeds. Yeah, they're showing me a lot to do with like protein and fatty acids and amino acids and antioxidants. Like all of these brain foods. I'm seeing, yeah, okay. And we have the moon. This one's like the again, it's like cross section. You might be like cross section is something cut in half, and it's like this one's got the top half one color and the bottom half another, and it feels kind of similar to this energy that I'm getting in your week ahead. It's like there's two sides to everything, even the brain. There's two sides to the brain, the masculine and the feminine. This could be part of it too. Doing some unpacking there to understand yourself more deeply, the different sides of yourself. One's on this side, one's on that side, communicating back and forth and having clarity. And you have the unicorn. So I feel like I'm getting like a fresh start, and I'm getting playfulness. There could also be a child's birthday. I don't think that's going to be a message for everyone, but I'm seeing the unicorn and the balloons here kind of talking about a child's birthday. Or maybe there's something that your inner child is needing from you, because this is in the self category. So maybe it's either your inner child or this is like your child, like your actual child. And we have the flower with like the little... These always kind of remind me of like chakra balls or chakra colors. And the tree. Oh yeah, and the koi windsock. Okay. So this feels like something from childhood even. Yeah, because the koi windsock talks about school-age children transitioning or transforming from one level to another. And the tree speaks to me of growth. And then this one with the flower and the chakras feels like everything's kind of coming together, or everything's making sense, or there's like different layers to this. So, I feel like group number 1, then the week ahead, you're going to have to look at the root of something. Like you're going to have to look at the root of why you think in certain ways. I see a lot to do with getting clear on yourself, the way that you perceive the world, and whether that's actually how you want it to be. Because I feel like you have a whole reality around you over the next 7 days that has a lot of opportunity and a lot of good things. But if you don't see them because you're distracted with these things from the past that kind of got into your head and distorted the way that you think, then you might not see those things as opportunities. You might see them as something that's scary and run in the other direction, when really it's actually really good for you. And you need it. That's what it feels like. Like you need this for growth. You need this for your evolution. So this feels like a really big week, group number 1. Like this is not a light week or just, humdrum day to day. Like this is a big week. There's a lot here. And so I would just recommend maybe doing some journaling or meditation, or asking yourself these questions. Like a lot of self-reflection this week is going to be helpful, because yes, you've got a lot of external choices or lots of things going on outside of you, but really I think the core of this is your mental clarity and your perspective shift transforming, because that's what's going to change things down the line. That's going to influence the types of decisions you're making and why you're making them. And that is going to make all the difference. Okay. So that's really what I see for you. Lean on your spirit team, lean on your higher self, ask for guidance, and you will receive it in one way, shape, or form. And then just keep your eyes and ears peeled for any signs and symbols from the universe. Maybe this is some of them, right? Or one of them that's going to help you to make these decisions and get clear on where you're going. All right, I'm sending you lots of love for the week ahead. Group number 1, for your greatest and highest good. May you have that success and may it be truly fulfilling for your heart. I love you and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Echo card. All right, what is happening in the next 7 days for you in your week ahead? Okay, I'm getting a message about stopping and smelling the roses kind of thing. It's like this rabbit has just stopped and he's looking at the butterflies. He's just watching them in the moonlight. It feels very tranquil. I'm also getting the word placid, but like peaceful really is kind of what it feels like a moment of peace, respite even. The fledgling. Okay, the fledgling. I feel like you're looking at the world this week, group number 2, through new eyes, fresh eyes. Like you're fascinated by what's going on around you. Like you've never seen the world before, like a newborn baby who comes out and is just like, wow, eyes wide open, staring around at everything, taking it all in for the first time. It's all brand new. So this week you could experience something new, something you've never seen before, or maybe it's something you have seen before, but it's like you have a fresh perspective on it, or you're seeing it through new eyes. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. Cycles. Wow. Okay. Cycles. What are these cycles? Maybe cycles of the moon, since you've got the moon here twice. High Priestess of Water, and both of these have the crescent moon on their forehead too. I have the crescent moon tattoo and it's the symbol of my channel. So this could even be something significant here because this is the High Priestess type of energy. But the reason I have this is actually because it's the waning crescent moon phase that I was born under. And it's connected to psychic abilities, or like that's what they say. If you're born under the waning crescent moon, then you have psychic abilities. And normally I wouldn't, that card really wanted to, I was just talking and it slid off, so that we'll leave that here. And I mean I am a follower of astrology and moon cycles and things like that, but I used to be quite skeptical of those things, and now obviously doing what I do I am a psychic, literally. So I guess there was some validity to it, and that's why I got that tattooed there. Wow, denial. What are you denying, or what do you feel like you're being denied? Group number 2. What do you feel like is being denied of you? Being denied of you. That's what I heard. Okay, let's get more information. What do you feel like you're being denied in some kind of a cycle that feels like it's brand new, but you have a lot of like wisdom here, or you've been through this before. So I don't think it's brand new. I feel like it's an echo. Yeah, it's an echo of the past. There's cycles that are repeating this week, and you're seeing things come up again that you've dealt with before, or that you've intuitively felt. Yeah, there's a lot of psychic energy in this group, number 2. So you are very psychic individuals, whether you realize it or not. But I think a lot of you who are drawn to this channel and this type of thing, you already know this. So I feel like, 137. 137, 414. These are signs that I see a lot. 141, 414, 411, 137. These are codes. They're all, codes. And even this one is that one's 13. Never mind. But, 13 equals 4. They just told me. I forgot. Yeah, math is not my strong suit, but okay, there's something here from the past, group number 2, that needs to be addressed. You have the Knight of Crystals. Yeah, where do you feel like you're being denied something that you need food, water, shelter, money, resources. I just heard promotion. Okay, promotion, support. 5 of Cups. Talk about echoes from the past. Yeah, there's a cycle that's repeating this week, group number 2, that you've been through before, but I believe that you're seeing it through fresh eyes. You're seeing it with the High Priestess context here. So it's like before, when you went through the cycle, you went through it blindly. You didn't know what was happening or why it was happening. And now, because you're wiser, you have more of an intuitive perspective on the events that are taking place. You're able to see it much more clearly. So you're able to see the cycle and not let it rule you. Now, and it could be a cycle of not having what you need. And I think that the way to break the pattern here, break the cycle, is to see things through new eyes. It's like if you can't reach the grapes up there, maybe you shift your perspective or your focus onto what is available to you. And, you know, in this card, he's reaching for the grapes that are up high and they're out of his reach. And what they showed me clairvoyantly was this guy who's trying to reach the grapes, stopping, looking around and noticing a beautiful blackberry bush off in the distance, not too far away. And he walks over to it, sits down and gorges himself and gets really full and happy on all of those fruits that he couldn't reach these fruits, but he can reach the other ones. And it's like he just needed to have a little bit of a perspective shift. If he had stayed hung up on the fact that he couldn't reach those grapes, he wouldn't have been open to seeing what was there for him. So I feel like this is you shifting the way that you're seeing something and seeing it more intuitively. Maybe listening to your intuition is going to help you, or feeling into what this is so that you can shift. Now, the cycles of the moon could be significant to this as well. So pay attention to the waning crescent. I did mention that. So pay attention to the waning crescent moon. There's something happening in that cycle. It could be happening in the next 7 days. This is a timeless reading. Check the moon cycles. Full moon and new moons could be significant, but they're telling me, I'm hearing from spirit that it's actually this waning crescent phase that's going to be really transformative, powerful. 7 of Crystals. Oh yeah, it feels like you've been really patient with this. I feel like you've been trying to manifest something, group number 2. I feel like I'm getting that message strongly. Like you've been trying to manifest something and you've been putting a lot into it. A lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of focus. And I think that's a good thing. But what I'm seeing here is that this next 7 days, what you need to do is shift your focus. Now, what is it that you need to shift your focus onto? Whoa, oppression. That's the Devil card. And they want me to read this one out of the book, so that's what we're going to do. What is holding you back at this time? It could be that you already know what it is, but you've not been able to say it out loud. It is time to acknowledge a state of entrapment that is happening in your life. This could be a negative relationship with someone, a fearful mindset, or some kind of addiction. Oppression may also indicate a lack of moderation or self-control. Know that you are fully capable of breaking free from these habits in order to look back on this time in your life with a sense of victory and relief. Something big needs to change. This card may also indicate that you are too focused on the material things in life that are distracting you from recognizing your spiritual self. Questions to ask: how can I break free from the bonds that have been holding me back? Am I ready to let go? Yeah, this is what I'm seeing here. This is a cycle of something you've been trying to manifest, something physical that you need or that you want. And although desire and goals and working toward them is a good thing, what I'm seeing here is that there's some kind of an attachment. There's some kind of like a dependency or an addiction, or Yeah, I guess the best word for it is just attachment. It's like there's an attachment to having those grapes. And it's like, I can't reach those grapes, but there's something just as good in the other direction that you're not seeing. And it's like if you could just kind of pull your focus away from those grapes for just a moment, you would see something that is absolutely beautiful and will provide for you. So I do get the sense here that possibly even a fearful mindset could be part of this. This could be part of something, a cycle that you've been dealing with, like self-sabotage or fearful mind, because it's like you don't know how to shift this. Maybe you feel like you can't take care of yourself. The fledgling kind of makes me think of that. It's like you need somebody else to take care of you, or you're trying to take care of yourself, but maybe you feel like you're failing at it. Or it's just not happening. Like you're doing all of this work, but it's not happening. Or there's something that you thought you would have that it's not there anymore, or it's not working out. Okay. I think that moving in a different direction, but what is this new direction? So let's get some more information on that. What is this new direction for group number 2? Where are they being recommended to place their focus? 3 of crystals. Collaboration could be part of this. Like instead of trying to do it alone, maybe working with other people, relying on support. I'm getting something about your spirit team, like your actual spirit guides. I'm going to be doing a spirit guides reading later this week, so stay tuned for that one. But yeah, there's something about your spirit guides. Pleiadians could be important here as well for somebody in this group. Page of crystals. There's a lot of young energy here, like the fledgling and the pages are young, adolescent, or children. So it feels like I'm hearing that you're being given an opportunity to see things again through fresh eyes. It's like a reset. Yeah, that's what it feels like. A reset. Strength. And I think that this reset or this different approach is going to change the way that you feel about what's happening here. It's going to let you let go of some kind of an attachment to worldly things, physical possessions, notice of achievement. And it's going to help you really just see the actual beauty in life, like the little things, stopping and smelling the roses, because it's such a small thing, but it brings you deep pleasure, satisfaction, gratification. So I think that if you've been denying yourself some of those simple pleasures in favor of something that seemed a lot bigger and more robust in a way, I think that getting back to basics this week is going to be helpful. For others of you, I am getting a message about if you're reaching for something that has become like an addiction almost, like workaholic, or a relationship that you're starting to really get attached to and that's all you can think about, or even like food, it's like he's reaching for these grapes, or alcohol, because literally the addiction of the oppression card can talk about that. Grapes can be wine. It's like anything that you have over attached to. I'm seeing a need to shift that pattern. And my arm's getting itchy. So yeah, it feels like this has been something that's been kind of bugging you for a while, and it needs to kind of come to a head this week. Now, I don't think that that's a bad thing. It might challenge you a little bit, but I think that this week ahead, you're going to feel a lot more secure in what you're able to create, or what you're able to get to. That's kind of the feeling. It's like you're able to get to something this week that you've maybe been trying to do, but in the wrong way, or with a misaligned energy. Like maybe you can have those grapes, but you just needed to like kind of back away for a minute and sit and be patient. And then they fall down and come to you. Because they just showed me that clairvoyantly as well. It's like this person sitting underneath the tree. She's like, I can't reach the grapes. I can't reach the grapes. And she starts freaking out, trying to grab at them, tries to climb up the tree, falls down, gets hurt, gets frustrated. And then finally she just goes, well, you know what? If it's meant to be, it'll be. And she sits there cross-legged under the tree, and she just focuses on herself. She focuses on the moment. She starts feeling her breath in her body and the grass under her feet and the bird song in the background. And then all of a sudden, boom, these grapes just fall right off into her lap. So it feels like, when parents try to conceive a child and it doesn't happen and it doesn't happen and it doesn't happen. And the harder that they try and the more that they want it and the more emotionally involved and attached to it they become, the less likely it is to happen, the more it gets frustrating for them. But then as soon as they stop trying, they give up, that's when it happens. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. And I'm not saying to give up this week, group number 2. I don't think that's the message here. I just think that there's a different approach to this cycle. And it's one of like detachment is really what I'm seeing here. And it's not just detachment from like lack of faith. It's more like just being able to let go and trust. Give it to God, give it to your higher self, give it to the universe, and give it to fate or destiny, whatever you have to do to let go and be able to accept what is. And I see this intuitive knowing really backing you up. That's going to be your strength this week. Group number 2 is to trust. When the time is right, it will happen. That's what it feels like. When the time is right, it will happen. But they're bringing me back to the 3 of crystals. So maybe teaming up with somebody or working with other people. This could be helpful. Maybe even working with somebody who's younger. You may have like a child or somebody who is giving you this different perspective because you're seeing it one way and they see it through different eyes. And by listening to them, they can positively influence the way that you're seeing the world. Or this could be a friend or a business associate who brings in fresh ideas that maybe it's like what's the word, like not assistant, what's when you have people come in as like volunteers to work somewhere. I can't think of the word. My brain's just not giving it to me. So I don't know, but it's like those people who come in as like student volunteers or something like that. It's like somebody with a fresh perspective and they have a lot to learn. But in this case, it's actually helpful to you in some way because they see something with those fresh eyes and they help you to see it too. Yeah. Or this could be an aspect of your inner child. But yeah, let's get some charms for you as well. Group number 2, we're going to look at some additional messages for the week ahead. Okay. So for group number 2, what is it that they need to know for the next 7 days? Oops. Okay, we got a lot. So we have 2 that fell off. You have love, which is completely off the board. So maybe that's like not really a focus this week because you're looking at other things. And then we have a fox that fell off the board as well. I feel like don't deceive yourself, group number 2. If you want love, go after it. Don't deceive yourself. Or if you want something, don't deceive yourself and pretend like you don't want it, but instead just focus on something else or find a different route because I feel like that is going to be what shifts things for you this week. But let's look at these things. Okay, so I think a lot of them, I tried to not put so much in the center, but they all just wanted to fall there. So we'll just kind of look at however these are falling, generally speaking. Okay. So in the physical, you have a conch shell. Listen to your body. Group number 2, maybe even going to the ocean, walking by the ocean could help to like shift your energy. There's something about the way that you've been approaching something that has been very like tightly held. And it's like you need to release some tension. Maybe you need to do some emotional cleansing. I mean, we'll get to that section in a second, but I'm feeling that like through the body, physically. And they did just show me somebody listening through a stethoscope clairvoyantly. So it's like your heart, even listen to your heart. That could be literal, or that could be that you're going and getting a checkup and getting like your heartbeat checked or your blood pressure checked or something like that. But definitely listen to your body this week. That's important. Then you have the green moon. And I heard green as in like somebody who's green, somebody who's new. Like they don't know what they're doing necessarily. But that, again, it's like they have this fresh perspective, which can be helpful. Let's go to mental next. We've got the tree and the flower. I feel like there's some new neural pathways this week opening up, like new ways of thinking, or that's what you're being recommended to do. It's like, think about things in new ways. Don't get looped into those cycles of thinking from the past, old neural networks. Like, use your brain's natural ability to be plastic, neuroplasticity, to shift a pattern. Like, think about it in a new way. I think that's what that green energy and that young energy is talking about here. Thinking about something, seeing it in a new way. Adapting, I'm hearing, adapting. And then you've got the starfish here in the mental as well. And starfish regenerate. Like, if they lose a leg, they can just grow it back. That's what I'm seeing here in the brain. Like, mentally, you're able to regenerate some kind of neural pathways that you may have had in the past. And it's like you're getting a fresh perspective. You're getting a fresh outlook because these old pathways are now more active again, maybe through some kind of play or physical exercise. But it feels like, you're kind of like returning to an old way of being, which is like a good thing. So it's not like you're cycling back into an old way of being that was negative. I think that you're returning to a fresh perspective, and that's actually helpful in seeing some kind of a pattern that was not serving you. And then you have the eye in the crossbones in the mental space. Yeah, I feel like you're going to see things very clearly. And I'm getting the word hereditary. So there's something about like your children or your parents, like the hereditary line, and how you see things based on maybe how you were raised or what you went through based on your parents' perspective. Let me see. You've also got the star in the mental. I heard gold star of achievement. That's interesting. So you could be getting recommendation. I didn't mean to say recommendation. You could be getting recommended because you have some kind of brilliant mental aptitude or idea or something like that. But I was going to say that you're getting recognized for some kind of an idea or the way that your mind works, the perspective you do have. Yeah, something like that. Okay. In the spiritual realm, you have the crown. So crown chakra, because we're talking about spiritual. So crown chakra is important this week. Looks like it's getting fixed up. Okay. So you're getting some crown chakra upgrades. You've got the cock and gun and the hammer. So there's some, and the butterfly transformation happening in the crown chakra. So this will change the way that you perceive your connection to the divine, your ability to channel that high priestess energy, that intuition, your psychic abilities. All of that comes through the crown chakra, and the crown rules claircognizance, which is clear knowing. You don't have to see it. You don't have to feel it. You don't have to hear it. You just have to know it. And that's how claircognizance works. It's just an instant knowing. You just know it. You don't know how, but you just know it. So trust that. But this week, actually, you may not. Sometimes when we're going through upgrades like that, the system will actually shut down. It's kind of like when you're updating your phone or you're like downloading a new iOS or whatever, your new program or software onto your device. You have to shut it down, let it upload, let it download, and then the phone needs to turn off and back on, reset, right? That's the same thing with chakras. I've actually experienced this myself. I remember years ago, I did a third eye activation in a group session that I used to put on group healing sessions and activations and stuff. And I remember after that, the week after, I had fully booked client appointments back to back all week. And I had to rely on my other intuitive abilities because my third eye was shut down. So I couldn't see anything. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I realized afterwards, oh, right. It's because I did a third eye activation for the group and I got it at the same time. I got the activation too. So it was like, my third eye was shut down temporarily while it was being uploaded with this new software. So that could be something as well this week to just be aware of, group number 2, that if you are used to having that clear knowing and you don't this week, that's why. It's because you're going through some kind of upgrades. But you could also see that really heighten at some point this week as well. Okay, then you have the grape. Oh my God. You were reaching for the grapes in that one card, and now you have the grape juice. It's like little grapes in the jar. Okay, so you get what it is you're looking for. And that's in the emotional realm. So I feel like you get something that is satisfying this week. You have the eye in the pyramid. This is like the capstone. Something about the capstone could be significant emotionally. And then you have the purple bunny. For some reason right now, it's reminding me of the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, which is kind of like a trickster energy. So don't let your emotions fool you. Don't let your emotions rule the show. Group number 2, don't get overwhelmed, I'm hearing, because you will get something that is very satisfying, and it's what you wanted, I'm hearing. It's what you wanted, but I just noticed that I never noticed that before. This glass is like cracked. Can you see that? And you had the 5 of Cups, which is like, don't cry over spilled milk. That's what that card kind of talks about. So I feel like something that you wanted or something that you had is cracked. And you may be feeling emotional about that. It's like you get it, but then it's not what you wanted, or you lose it, or you had it and now it's not here anymore, or something's wrong with it. Yeah, this capstone energy is like, see it from the higher perspective. Don't look at it from the perspective that you're feeling in the moment. Like when you're emotionally triggered like that, it's not the truth. It's like you're seeing it through these distorted lenses. So don't let that become the default mode network of the mind. Don't let that pessimism or grief or bitterness is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Don't let that bitterness become the operating system, because then that's what's going to be created out of that. So don't sit in that is kind of what it feels like. Okay. Now you have a lot in self. Okay. The first 2 I'm noticing jumping out at me are friends and made with love. And they feel like they need to be read together. I just am intuitively feeling that. So I feel like I said, friends, coworkers, people who you can trust and rely on, that's going to be helpful for you this week. Group number 2, because you're going to get support that you need. Like you have more tools here. You're really working on yourself. You're really working on yourself this week, group number 2. And I think your friends are going to help you. So like lean on the people who you trust. She believed she could, so she did. Yeah, I really feel it's important this week to believe in yourself. And I think that's where your friends or colleagues come in, because they can help you to support you in that way. They can really show you where maybe you haven't been seeing things clearly, like the fox reminds me of deception, like where you've been deceiving yourself or just not seeing something clearly. They're going to be very honest and loving with you. And I see that they're very protective. You've got the bow tie and the angel wing here in the self. So I feel like you're tying up some loose ends and you're being protected by your spirit team, by your friends on the other side, loved ones. I'm hearing ancient ancestors. Okay, so your ancient ancestors are on your side too. Wow, okay. And your physical friends as well, group number 2, like big time. You got the bunny with the carrot, which can, to me, talk about getting what you were promised. But it's like it's in the self category. So this is like you being able to be happy with what you do have. Maybe gratitude as a practice this week would be really helpful for you. And that helps you believe that you can, and then you do. I keep seeing this energy of like creating the neural network, not allowing things from the past to become the main way that you're viewing the world, and that really shifting what you're actually doing and creating. And you have the strawberry milk. So I think there's a lot of nurturing that needs your attention. I think that's what you're working on here, is like nurturing yourself this week, group number 2. You actually have 2 lotuses, the silver and the golden lotus. This is powerful crown chakra week. Look, the thousand petaled lotus is the crown chakra. So I really strongly feel, group number 2, that you are going through some massive spiritual ascension. You may actually be having spiritual ascension symptoms this week. Just an FYI, or just, a little heads up. There's a lot of spiritual work that's happening behind the scenes in your auric field this week. So if you are like rehashing some stuff from the past or dealing with some of this trickster energy within yourself, self-sabotage patterns, things like that. There's a massive transformation process that's happening with you right now. So just give yourself the care, the nurturing, surround yourself with the support that you need, because this is all going to be worth it. That's what I'm feeling. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't really feel it in like the deepest bones of my body, like the claircognizance, like I just know it. I don't know how I know it, but I know it. This is all happening for you and you're going to benefit from that. You have the radish. I heard let it grow. Okay. Something you need to let grow yourself, like give yourself some time to grow here. You have the Om symbol, and also the music note just stood out to me. Express yourself, oming, even like, oh yeah, frequency, using frequency this week could be helpful. Oming is like, om. It's like vocal toning, and it helps to shift your frequency. So maybe you're doing some kind of meditations this week, or maybe hosting meditations. Maybe some of you create music. Just get into the vibe, like get into the right frequency. That's what it feels like here. This week is a big frequency shift. And that's why some stuff is coming up. So don't lose faith or lose hope. Just take it slow. Yeah, let it grow. Take it slow. You got the turtle here as well. Go with the flow. Let it flow. Take it slow. Let it grow. All these O's. Oh. And you have the star here in yourself as well. I feel like you're getting recognition. Oh yeah, and the starfish too. I feel like you're getting recognition as you evolve, yes, you're moving slowly this week, or it may feel like you're moving slowly, but you are moving, and I feel like people are noticing. Or maybe you're noticing yourself. Maybe you're giving yourself a pat on the back because it's not been easy, or you've been putting in a lot of work spiritually, physically, or otherwise. It's like, I see that you're being recognized. Maybe your friends, maybe you're getting some kind of like a nod of the hat from your spirit team because they're sending you their love from the other side. Like this is the real, if we're looking at this as like the reality bubble, you got love from the outside. You got love from the spirit realm trying to come into you. And you've also got some trickster spirits on the spirit realm. So you got love from your support team, and you've got some little naysayers or negative energies that try to get in, but don't let that bother you. Just get out of here. Get out of here. You're not welcome. Just embrace the love instead. All right, group number 2, that is the reading for the week ahead. I hope you enjoyed it and that you have a wonderful next 7 days and beyond. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. I deeply appreciate all of you. Big special thank you to Yesenia for sending us in a whole bunch of new decks. I did an unboxing and a grid work video on the member side of the channel. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your week ahead reading. You chose the Labyrinth, or you were drawn to the Labyrinth card. So this week, you might be feeling a little bit lost in the maze. You might be feeling like you're not sure which direction to go, but they also did just show me clairvoyantly somebody running through a maze and kind of like having a good time. Like, wee, this is so fun, like in autumn when you go to a corn maze and it's fun. So there's something, maybe it feels a little bit, like in other circumstances, it could feel scary. If you were in there at dark or alone, or you felt lost in there, it might feel scary. But this week, for some reason, I'm getting this message about like, it feels fun to be in the labyrinth. Maybe it's about like problem solving. You're having a good time problem solving, or it feels like a game. Or maybe if it's feeling overwhelming, turning it into a game, or starting to have fun with it, seeing it as a puzzle to solve could change your perspective and help you to get through it. Let's see. Wishing. Number 19 really stood out to me. Number 19 in the tarot is the Sun card. So wishing for growth, wishing for healing, wishing for clarity, and the sunflowers in the Sun card in the Rider-Waite tarot deck reminds me of autumn as well. Something about autumn could be significant because they were showing me a corn maze, and sunflowers are in like late summer to autumn. Ooh, chaos. Whoa. Wishing for chaos to end. Getting out of some kind of a matrix that feels chaotic this week. Grove. Wow. 19, 9, and 21 could be significant numbers. The number 9 is an ending or closure. 19 also feels like that to me as well. It equals 10. 1 being the new beginning, 0 being the complete reset, and the 10 as a number itself being about completion. So it feels like you're coming up to a completion of something very personal to you, something that you've valued or something that you've tried to create for yourself. You've wished for this. I do feel that actually. One more. I wasn't going to get another, but we'll do that. Summon. Okay, so something you've been trying to manifest. You've been trying to find the cheese at the center of the maze. Group number 3. You've been trying to find that cheese. Okay, I actually feel like I need to shuffle this deck. I don't normally do that. That was like the worst shuffle. I don't normally shuffle like this on camera. I do it off camera because, first of all, this deck hard to shuffle because they're stiffer cards, but also because I don't like the way that it like hits on the table. Sometimes it's loud. So, something loud and disruptive could be you're finding balance, temperance. You're balancing it out, or you're finding a way forward. That's what it feels like. You're finding a way forward. I'm actually going to put this one over here. Manifesting, creating harmony or balance. Pushing on, I heard pushing on, pushing forward, moving up. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Things are changing this week. Some kind of a wish is coming true. And I feel like it may feel a bit chaotic, but if you embrace it, if you just like go with the chaos, it's actually going to put you in a better position. Group number 3. It's going to put you in a better position. And it's something you've manifested. The Knight of Crystals. This card has come up in all 3 of the readings today. All 3 groups. Knight of Crystals. He's just like haunting these readings. So everybody's got this collective energy of moving forward, putting in some kind of physical effort and starting to see things manifest in one way, shape, or form, depending on whichever group. But that's the general theme that I'm seeing over across all of it. Something's shifting. And it may be slow at first, but I think that this is picking up speed this week for you, group number 3. Like you've been maybe wandering through this labyrinth, looking for the center, trying to find what it is that you've wished for. And it's like there's this grove, this respite, this peaceful place, the eye of the storm at the center of the labyrinth. And there's something that is like summoning you forward. I feel like you're getting this like deep, deep pull to move towards the center, like a homing beacon that's in you. They're showing it to me in the stomach, like your gut instinct, your intuition, really. It's pulling you forward through the maze. So I think that's why it's kind of fun for you, is because you don't feel lost necessarily. Maybe sometimes it feels like that, but I think generally speaking, and especially this week, group number 3, you feel confident in your ability, because that's also solar plexus, the gut. It's your confidence, your sense of security in yourself, your trust yourself, to be able to find that central place and to see that wish come true. Ace of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you can really trust yourself this week, group number 3, to have the answers come to you. And it's like you're slicing through the chaos, or you're slicing through the maze, maybe even just going like straight for the center. You don't even have to follow that maze. You can just kind of blast through the corn wall or whatever it is. Oh, Starseed. You have the Starseed card. I feel like you are in your power this week, group number 3. You are in your power. And I just got a message about if you watched any of the other groups and you're watching this one now, this is kind of like where all the other groups have been leading you. Because there was a little bit of self-doubt and like some challenges in the other 2 groups. And I'm seeing this group being like, no, we got this. Like, we got this. It's all good. And then I'm seeing fate shifts. The wheel turns in your favor, and a wish that you held close to your chest, they're showing me. So like in your heart comes true. Yeah, it comes true through you is what I just heard. Through you. Ace of Wands. Yes, you have 2 aces. The Wheel of Fortune. This is a good week. Group number 3. You're going to be feeling really bold, really confident, really excited is actually the energy I'm getting. Yeah, it's like that kid running through the maze that they were showing me. It's like it's fun for you. It's fun because you're starting to see things move and you feel like you can manifest. I just got that, like this magic wand that you have in your hands, and your wishes can come true because you trust yourself. 9 of Wands. This is looking like to me like a dream catcher. It's like your wish come true. You catch your dreams, especially after a long time of searching, a long time of wishing, hoping. Yeah, wishing and a hoping and a praying. And yeah, I just heard that song. It's like you've been really adamant about this for a long time. You've been trying to get this to come about. And you've been moving in that labyrinth. There was challenges in the maze, right? Like there's challenges in the maze. There's things that you had to face. There was tests. There were pitfalls. There were moments where you felt lost. I really feel like this is not that week. This is not the week for that. This is the week where you actually see the center. You see through the elaborate ruse that this maze has created, and you see what's at the core. And it's you. It's always been you. So there's a deep clarity, deep clarity, and you're getting awareness that you can actually implement and create with. So it's not just like an understanding, it's deeper than that. It's something that actually catalyzes you at soul level and puts you in a different position. It's like you have this epiphany, this moment of clarity that really strikes deep to the core of your being. And then as a result of that, you're able to give one final push and make it to your goal, or make it to like the other side in a way, something that you've been trying to work toward, you've been fighting for. But you've been walking this middle path of like trying to do it the right way with integrity, trying to keep it in your line of sight, not lose yourself in the process. I just heard, yeah. You've been trying to manifest it, but you didn't want to go overboard or get lost in the maze and lose yourself in the process. Yeah, this is like all about yourself this week, group number 3, but it's like not just your human self, it's like your soul, your whole self, and this journey that you've been on in this lifetime. This feels like a really big week to me. Energetically, I'm picking up on this week being really big for you. It's a major transformational shift, group number 3. And it's happening in exactly the right timing. Okay, let's get into your charms. I feel like we're going to get a lot more information from the charms. I'm just getting that intuitive hit, like the charms are going to have some important info. So let's get those out here on the table. We're using this new charm mat I got the other day at a gem show that I went to. I think she said you can use it for like crystal gridding, but we're going to use it for charms today. So for group number 3, for the week ahead. Okay, that's kind of in between. So I'll leave the ones that are in between kind of where they fell. Yeah, I think this one's, yeah, it's kind of both. All right. So let's start with spiritual. You have the dragon, the silver dragon. So this definitely feels like you're getting some kind of activation. You could be getting like soul downloads or activations this week, group number 3, that are seriously transforming you. Like you got the butterfly here too. So you're going through a big spiritual transformation this week. And it's like it's putting you in your power. That's what it feels like. You're in your power. Now you have a lot of protection as well. And support, I'm hearing support from the angels. Archangels could be significant. You could be working with certain deities or, just like your own higher self to really propel you forward or to give you a higher perspective or to like put you in your power is what I'm seeing. That's what it feels like. And that's kind of in between spiritual and mental. So like pay attention to these divinely inspired thoughts that you get, because you did have the Ace of Swords and Wands. And I feel like that's divine inspiration and clarity of mind through thoughts. Like I always say this, thoughts are not always your own. So pay attention to the thoughts that you're getting, like what you're receiving. And even if you can't tell the difference between your thought and one that you're receiving, just pay attention to all your thoughts, because then you'll be able to see something that's important this week. And then you're going to want to put that into action is what I'm seeing. Like you're going to immediately implement this thought that you have. Now, also in the mental realm, we have, I love you to the moon and back. You're very loved, group number 3. You're very loved. The key is in your heart. Now, this is in the mental, but there's like a heart in the head here. And this is talking about love. So I think the key is in your heart, because I'm seeing this key here down there in physical, talking about the key being in your heart. Maybe even like physically in your heart. I don't know how that, like there's not obviously literally a key sitting in your heart, but it's like there's something about your heart. Maybe it knows the way, something like that. I don't know. Let's get more information. You've got the shooting star in the physical. You know what this is reminding me of? It's like when you go outside and you see a shooting star. Those moments in my life, historically speaking, have been transformational. Anytime that I see a shooting star, everything shifts after that. Like, I remember seeing a shooting star, and then not long after that, I quit my job, moved across the country, started my own business. Like, everything changed. Had a massive spiritual awakening, I should say, like in all of that. So this is kind of what it feels like. There's something majorly shifting in your life, and it feels destined. That's the Wheel of Fortune energy. It feels very, very, very destined, group number 3. And I think this is the key, is you understanding that this is something you've wished for. This is something you've manifested. This is something that is destined at soul level. And the reason you've wished for it, and the reason you've manifested it, and the reason you've been calling this in is because your soul knows this. It's like you remember it. You wrote this into the system of your soul. You put this in your own mind. You seeded this in your own heart. And now it's here. And this is the week to really see the progress in this direction. In the emotional realm, you have I love you and the infinity. You are so loved, group number 3. And if you don't see that in the physical, please know that you are. Please know that you are surrounded by legions of light, beings that love you unconditionally. They see every aspect of you and they love you exactly as you are. And they see who you don't even see that you are, like the masks here in emotional. Like there's certain aspects of yourself that you don't even see. And I think that's part of this transformation. Maybe you're getting some self-awareness, like a deeper part of yourself. Maybe some of your soul history unlocking, and you're understanding yourself from a higher perspective. And this is unlocking this infinite love to the moon and back. Like this is a lifetime's worth of love. We also have the little red lipstick with the heart here, and it was kind of in between self and physical. So I feel like some kind of self-care or self-improvement, looking in the mirror and loving yourself. You have a lot of red that's jumping out to me. So this feels like root chakra, your body, taking care of your physical body and appearance, feeling grounded, feeling connected to your physical self, especially if you had the starseed card. So especially if you feel like you're not from here, sometimes it can be hard to ground into the earth realm and to fully feel like you participate or like you belong here. I know as a starseed myself, I feel like an alien a lot of the time. Like I don't get humans, and like I am one, but I'm not, like, so I feel like embracing all of the human life has to offer. I think that's a really beautiful thing that you're going to be experiencing this week as well, group number 3, like really getting on board with the beautiful aspects of being human, having a physical body. Like it is a really powerful thing. It is something that many souls covet, is they want to come to Earth because it's interesting. It's challenging, but it's interesting to come and have a physical body and be on this planet and play out all of these different themes and to explore and to evolve. It's powerful, very powerful. And I'm seeing that here. Maybe there's recognition just of that, and that shifts and puts you in alignment with this destiny. Again, you have angel wings. Like I said, you have a lot of spiritual support this week. Always, actually, they corrected me. They said always, but definitely it's being brought to your awareness heavily this week, group number 3. And it's in the self category. So you have a lot of angelic self support. Now, I'm also seeing that you could be getting an upgrade in your wings. Your wings are the back of your heart center, and it's connected to being of service. It's connected to love and compassion. It's connected to like the starseed mission of coming to Earth and being a volunteer. That's what starseeds are. We're volunteers. We've come from elsewhere. We chose to be here. We came to help. And so I'm seeing you being able to really connect to this divinity within you, and then have how that plays out in terms of what you're creating in your life and the inspiration you're getting to act in certain ways or to do certain things because it is in service to the whole. Okay, these two are standing out. We've got the black star and the white starfish in the self. What is this talking about, Spirit? Okay, the black star reminds me of like a black hole. And then the white starfish feels like purification and regeneration. So the black hole feels like it's like a void space. Maybe void energy is significant here this week for you, tapping into the void and summoning and creating from that. The void space is where everything is created from. So it's not like a literal black hole that like sucks everything in. That's different. But it's like this energy of infiniteness. And that's what I'm getting from the infinity sign there too. It's like there's some kind of, you're tapping into intelligent infinity. Okay, that just came through very clearly. You're tapping into intelligent infinity, group number 3. This is a big week, very big week. And I heard pray on it. And then they showed me the Hamsa hand with the eye. So maybe doing some kind of prayer. And you may just be sending that out as like a wish, right? Or an affirmation, or just like a thought to yourself or whatever it is. But it's like, it's a prayer of some kind, and your prayers are being answered or being heard, and you're seeing that. And it's not like some divine being outside of you is coming in to save the day. Like, no, this is you realizing that is you. You are God. You are the universe. You are the divine creator. And you can tap into this void space within you and create anything you desire. That's what it feels like this week. This is really profound. And then you have the white rabbit, but this one's kind of sleepy. The white rabbit to me can sometimes, it does represent to me getting out of the matrix. And you had the labyrinth. So I feel like you are exiting the matrix, and you're doing it in a way that's like chill. like you're relaxed about it. You're not stressed about it. You're not freaking out this week. It just feels really relaxed, calm, peaceful, sure of yourself. That's what it feels like. It's like spiritual confidence, because you've been through this. So you know this is all aligned with your divine path, and you wrote this into your destiny. So it's almost like you, on some level, remember what to do, or you are remembering your true power. And then it's really helpful in what you're creating or what is manifesting for you this week. So I want to say, group number 3, give yourself a pat on the back, like congratulate yourself, because I feel like this has been a long, hard go. Like you've been working at this for a long time, whatever it is, whatever this wish is, or this grove or this respite that you've been trying to find, the center of the labyrinth. It's like you actually did this for yourself. And I think that you earned a rest. So maybe just like have some chill time this week to let yourself relax, that kind of thing. Or do whatever feels good to you, because whatever just kind of like gives you that self validation or congratulation of what you've been able to accomplish. And this week you're seeing something come from that. So yeah, so that is the reading group number 3. Beautiful week ahead, really powerful spiritual transformation all over the map here, like for you finding your way. So I'm sending you lots of love and blessings for the week ahead and beyond. Thank you so much for being here on the channel with me. I hope you're enjoying the readings. Thank you for letting me know by liking them if you did enjoy them, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.